WTBQ and WGHT's Our Town is being brought to you by Mill Spa Furniture this morning. And it would be nice to get some great new furniture in your house, but you're not going to enjoy your home if it is not comfortable inside, if there's leaks everywhere. And that's why we have Paul Nebrasky here with us this morning as the Our
Nebrasky
Town.
Plumbing and Heating,
Yeah.
number one. I want to tell you something. A gentleman from his place who we are now going to be best friends with, Keith, came over to do our winterization.
All right, so let me stop you there.
All right.
Because you weren't even there and I was.
But I know about
Wait,
it.
hold on. Is the car okay? Because I was kind of hiding. I mean, I really care about the car, Frank.
I know.
Frank's classic number of them, he has 7 or 8 of them, I've lost track, is in the garage. So when he heard somebody was coming over to do the furnace, which is in the garage, he's like, what? No, got to see if the weather's okay. Got to move it out of the garage. This is the one that just goes to the end of the driveway.
Paul, the car was far enough over that he had enough room to work, and I wasn't worried about it.
But you watched him every second.
But, so because, what happened is they actually called us up and said, can we come earlier than usual? So I said,
a lot of guys do that,
yeah,
right?
so which,
only
they all do
place.
that. Usually it's like you're waiting for 10 hours. So I actually said, yeah, I'll go over right now. By the time I got there, he was already waiting in the driveway. So
they called me and texted me.
But what a nice guy. We just...
And he's the guy I think you sent over to Warwick Humane Society.
No, that was Dominic.
Oh,
And
Dominic.
Keith's a local guy. He's a Green Lake guy. So
Yeah.
he's a
Oh, is he
local
really?
area,
Yeah. So he came in and, and I'll tell you, I'm always there when they do the work because I do have to move the car out or I have to be in at least to let them have access to the
we know.
garage.
I'm
And
not
we've had
allowed in the
other
garage.
manufacturers do that before. This guy did things to that furnace. I thought he was having a relationship with that furnace. He did things to that furnace.
That's Keith.
All
That's
right,
Keith.
This
Yes.
guy took things apart and cleaned things. He was in there with these. I didn't even know you could do that. The other guys never did that. They didn't really do the full cleaning or the full thing. He was there for quite a while. Took the whole thing apart. Did it.
Figured out one of the motors was bad.
As an example, the exhaust fan up the top. The other guy had so much trouble getting it off. So he just is banging it, taking the thing apart. Your guy decided, I'm just going to take it apart. So he took the things apart, did the things, and did a wonderful job. Spent a lot of time there, but really went through everything. And I was having a conversation with him. I said, it seems to me that this is very loud. And he goes, yeah, it is loud. There's something not right here. And it had to do with the fan that blows the air into it. And he says, if this isn't, it's there's something it's not centered right now. It's worn out. It doesn't blow the air in right. You're wasting fuel. It's not going to work properly.
I hear such a big difference.
It was so loud in the house, and if I'm working in the garage and that thing kicked on, you'd almost jump through the roof. It's like, what is this?
Not anymore.
You don't even hear it. It's on now.
I didn't even know.
What a job. What a tremendous job.
Thank you. My favorite part about that story was I didn't even know it was at your house. And that's better for me because I didn't know a thing till I came on today, which was absolutely perfect.
Frank raved. Good. And to get anybody in the garage with Frank with his cars is
I was worried about that.
I'm not allowed. By the way, I'm not allowed in the garage. Don't touch the car. Don't walk over there.
And you know what? And he's not a car guy.
He's not a car guy.
At all. Because normally, somebody would say, hey, what's under the cover or what's there or whatever. Could care less. All he knew was I have to stay away from that, and that's all there is. And he was good.
Well,
Not a car guy though. But it's pretty funny.
Thank you for telling me today. You made my day already.
Oh, good.
Great commercial. I don't need a commercial.
Now,
well, it's the truth. People know. If we didn't like him, believe me, they'd know.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I was worried. I would have called first before I came on.
He did stuff.
I didn't know.
I tell you, he massaged that furnace. So now the thing is, we're happy.
I don't even know when it goes on now. It's really weird because it used to go on the whole house.
It just started, about a month or so ago, because it doesn't run much during the summertime, just for hot water, and it would come on making a lot of noise.
Oh, I love it. And we're going to see.
And you're saving fuel too.
That's what I want to see.
Because it's not running as hard.
Because we just filled up the tank and we only use Quinn oil. This guy is great. And so we'll know by the time we need oil again what the savings is.
And actually, he had to go out and get that part because it was an odd part that he would not have on the truck.
Part, yes.
So he says, "Would you want me to come back right away?" Or I said,
"Can
you fix it?" He said, "Yeah, I can go out now and get it now." So he did. He ran out within about a half an hour later. He was back with the part and it was together and he was gone.
I just want to say something because it shows the difference in plumbers. Because the last time a plumber was there, I guess it was about a year ago, wasn't our call. The lady who owns the house, because we rent that house, called a plumber, and the guy came. Literally, he changed the inside of that toilet thing. I don't know what it's called, the flapper stuff, and then he changed the faucet on the bathtub because the thing you pull up to stop it. I don't know any of the technical words. Didn't work, and he tried to charge her $900 to do that. And I'm just going to tell you that what this gentleman did from Nebrasky was way beyond anything this other guy could do, and the price was less.
Well, thank
I'm just
you.
going to tell you.
You know, talking
and
about
much less.
Talking
and
about plumbing,
phenomenal.
Frank. You know, we've been in plumbers and plumbing since my last time on the air. It's been in the news a lot. Where's Neil today, by the way?
He's in Hong Kong.
Really? Okay.
for
He
business.
worked for his job once or twice a
Twice
year. He
a
has to
year.
go twice a year.
All right,
He's got to
because-
go to Hong Kong for like a week or two. So
All right, because I don't know if you guys read the article about it was in Europe, and somebody went in England, and somebody went into the old house of Winston Churchill and stole a $6 million gold toilet.
Oh,
They took the whole toilet out.
Hold on a minute. First of all,
Right.
there's a toilet worth $6 million.
Yeah, it's an artwork. It was a piece of art.
Oh,
okay. But it's usable, and
Don't
it was
flush.
$6 million, 18 karat gold.
Really?
So my office said to me, you know, didn't Neil said he has something like 8 bathrooms? And then when I heard he wasn't here today, I'm like,
Yeah, he has a lot of bathrooms.
He's got a bath.
And
He's got a
they
toilet
said
to
they're
install.
interviewing a 66-year-old man for
Uh-oh.
taking the toilet. Neil looked around.
How did he
me.
get
He's,
So
yeah.
I'm just wondering, like, you know,
Actually, the country.
He is or will be within the next couple of weeks 66.
yeah.
So
And the
Yeah.
artist said, I hope the people who stole it like peeing on a gold toilet. You know, I'm really not, you know.
So when you go
Can
to
I
sit on
melt
the
it down for
throne,
jewelry? That's
when you
Talk
go
about
to
the golden nugget.
when you go to sit on the throne, you literally are, I guess, right?
You
It's,
really
uh,
are. Oh, God. All right. And then I don't know if you read the article last week, which is everybody's worst fear. So we did the my last radio spot. We talked about bathroom stories, right? And that wonderful
Oh, yeah.
lady won. And
She was great.
She was
There's
great.
her story deserved it.
This lady
And I gave
deserved-
her husband tickets to Dover Track because he deserved
Oh,
it.
but this lady, it was in the news last week. She was flying cross country, and she went United Airlines, and she went to the bathroom on a plane, which everybody hates, right? We all
with a passion.
With a passion, it's one step above a porta potty, and she got locked in. Google it; it's right there.
I would say it's one step below a porta potty.
Yeah, she got locked in.
no window seat for her.
She got locked in. Nobody can get her out. Everybody was trying. People on the plane, everything. They had to do an emergency landing.
Really?
And she had to land sitting on the pot, right? Like there's no seatbelt in there, right?
Right.
So that's like everybody's
Oh
worst,
my God.
worst nightmare. Can you just imagine that? So
Thank
I
God
think
she
that
wasn't-
lady, if she called in, she would have won, right?
Yeah, well, thank God she wasn't with the Mile High Club. That would have been worse.
Wait, but hold on. Being in news again, who's and this was on 2 days ago. I couldn't believe this one. Jenny McCarthy.
Yes, I know.
Who's she married to?
Don Berger.
Wahlberg.
Wahlberg.
The burger
Wahlberg,
guy?
yeah.
Donnie Wahlberg.
So she's on the news, and I saw this, and they say, well, since you're in 2 different places, how do you keep your marriage?
On the plane.
No, even worse. She said, we meet at airports and go into the bathroom in the airports.
Wait, one's men's, one's women. Which one do they go into?
I understand.
Which
Those
have
are
to be probably the
those-
dirtiest bathrooms.
Exactly.
Oh.
They're
That's
nasty.
worse than the
Oh.
Mile High Club. So
Oh.
here's 2 stars doing their business in an airport bathroom. Can't they get a hotel room? This was
Oh, my
literally,
God.
You would
I
think-
literally saw this on
These
TV
are really
last
horny
week.
people.
It's a matter
That's
of
all I'm
time, I guess.
saying.
They're very limited on their time, and they have to be there for the call when they got to get on
Talk
the next
about
plane.
a quickie, boy.
All right, yeah, right, and talk about gross. I mean, they would also if somebody walked
No,
in on
thank
that.
you. I can do without it for
Yeah,
that
all
moment.
I don't want to be.
Appropriate. We're talking about plumbing, but anyways.
Yeah.
Well, you haven't listened before. Keep listening. We find all the angles.
Oh, believe
here.
me, Paul will find a way in.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Way in. Good one. But not into the United Airlines bathroom, right?
That's for sure.
Oh my God, that's funny.
All right. So, what month of the year? We're talking October. You guys, Halloween, right?
I can't wait.
All
I
right.
love Halloween.
Great time. Great time. And we got some good Halloween stuff. So, but this kind of ties in with Halloween. So, do you want to give away something today?
I do. I have lots, but you can go ahead.
All right. So, I'm going to tell you the question, and I'm going to tell you what I'm going to give away. And if you want to add,
And I
to
don't
it-
know anything about this. Just so
I
you
know you didn't. I swore the office.
I was
of
wondering.
secrecy.
I said, should I call Wendy? And I'm like, no. If she wanted me to know, she'd tell me.
Well, she wanted you to know, but it was not allowed.
Wendy,
Okay.
I have an evening you have to go with me to. I'll be calling you.
All right, good. So, what are the 3 things? Or there's 3 things. I want at least 3 things, and I want you guys to be creative, not easy things.
Okay.
That were that people used before toilet paper was mass produced.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
I would think one is Oh, should I say it?
Well,
No,
that's
don't
the
say it,
easy
'cause you-
one. That's the easy one.
Newspaper.
Okay, that's the one I don't want to hear.
That's what you use it for now.
Right. But,
What else
but
you gonna use a newspaper
No, that's an easy
for?
one. So what I want from our listeners, I
Not
want
true.
and I don't want them to
wait
Google
a
it.
second. I love the Warwick Valley Dispatch, so not true.
So it's very interesting. So when people used to use newspapers, or then when they glossy magazines, they started getting hemorrhoids from the ink. So back then they stopped
I
using
can
that.
see the
all right?
doctor report.
So Taylor gave you one, but that's an easy one. So
Right.
from what I want from our listeners, without Googling, I want 3 things that were used, and generally these are old. You're talking, okay. And for a bonus, if you tell me what year toilet paper was started to be mass produced,
Really?
okay. And this is old, and I want to know. And be creative, no Google. And here's what I'm going to give you. And you want to add something too. You
Go ahead.
either get a 80-roll box of Scott's toilet paper, okay?
Not cheap,
All
by the
right.
way.
Good stuff,
Wendy
yeah.
was on Google yesterday. She checked it out. I will send it right to you. 80 rolls, all right, or $50 Bed Bath & Beyond gift card.
Oh.
To get anything you want to.
Hurry up because
from-
they're closing.
From toilet paper. I didn't do it that reason, but when I looked online, they had some nice things
No,
for
I love Bed Bath &
for
Beyond.
down there to keep you nice and comfortable.
It's good for
and,
gifts
All
for
right,
the
let
holidays,
me give out
too.
the phone numbers.
Give out the phone number.
So in New York, 845-651-1110. New Jersey, 973-839-1100. So first caller that calls in and gets 3 correct, you can choose whichever gift you want.
Yep, I like it. I think that's
All
really
right,
good.
now-
Do we want to know why this ties into Halloween?
Yes,
right?
I do.
All right.
Well, we toilet paper houses.
Exactly, TP houses. We?
I
Wait,
dare
what is that we? What is that we, Taylor?
En français.
Yeah, it sounds like something Taylor has done in the past. Oh, by the
Really?
way, I just want
I
you
will
to know.
not admit to it.
I want you to know I was in Home Depot yesterday, and they actually moved all of their Halloween stuff
To
out of
make
the way.
room for Christmas.
And the boxes of the Christmas trees are
Oh,
already
my God,
sitting there.
make it stop.
Just thought you'd want to know.
Make it stop.
Really? And we're still 2.5 weeks away or 3 weeks
from
away
Halloween.
from Halloween.
They sort of consolidated that into the aisles so they
Oh,
could start
geez,
putting
help
up
me.
trees.
Every
Sorry.
year it gets earlier. 2 weeks
Earlier
ago,
and earlier.
I was in the
People are
Walmart in Newburgh, and already
loaded.
the Christmas stuff
Are
is
they up already? Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, when Christmas time
Jesus
comes, I got
Christ,
some great
absolutely.
Christmas plumbing stories, but
Yeah.
Well, so
right,
talking about Halloween, right?
Okay.
So people ask me all the time, so what are some of the strangest things you've pulled out of toilets?
Oh,
or
this
found
has
in
got to
toilets?
be crazy.
All right, so I'll give you my story that scared the living daylights out of me when I was an apprentice. So I got called to a restaurant, and it was every weekend we were always at this restaurant, beer bottles, wherever you can find down the toilet, people's underwear, whatever. Maybe that's what Jenny McCartney does with hers after they're done. I don't really know, okay?
I don't think she wears any.
Okay, so whatever, okay? Too much information. But so you put an organ in the toilet and you try to find out. So next thing you know, I'm pulling something out, and I pull out this huge catfish. And it scares the living daylights from me. I jump
catfish?
back, I slip, I fall on my butt, and I'm like shaking. I'm looking at this catfish. I'm like, how did
Is
this
it
catfish...
alive?
No, it was dead at that point. And then I bring it into the manager, and he goes to me, and we look at this one of those restaurants that has this big, huge fish tank. Well, the catfish had died. And the
Oh, they
restaurant
flushed
helped.
it down
They
the
flushed it down
geez.
the toilet.
Oh,
I figured
my
out. They weren't
God.
serving it or anything.
Not a goldfish, folks.
No, this was a
Oh,
catfish.
hello.
Not the
So-
place you go fishing anyway.
Yeah. So really, not as much in New York, but where you're from, Orlando, Florida happens to be one of the worst states. And what do they find? They find and I have friends who do this:
What do you guess?
iguanas, snakes,
Alligators.
I haven't had anybody.
Oh,
did
that's
it.
true. I've heard that.
I haven't did an alligator, but can just imagine open up your toilet
No, I
lid
cannot.
and there's a snake.
I don't
And-
want to imagine anything in
and,
my
and
toilet.
just so I know you guys can't see it, but here's a picture of that I got sent. Okay.
What is that?
That is a snake
Looks
in
like a
somebody's
snake, yeah.
toilet. Okay.
Oh,
Here
I got a better story for
and
you.
here's an iguana that was pulled out.
I'm going to give you one you've never heard of.
Okay.
So I'm in the state of Florida because I was working for a newspaper down there as an investigative reporter. And they have these fruit trees on everybody's property, right? And they have something called fruit rats
Okay.
that eat the fruit. And so one night I'm going to bed. I have a dog and a cat at that time. And it was late at night. I was tired. I was barely seeing anything. I go in the bathroom. I don't even put the light on. And remember, you have in every house, they have that law, you have to have a vent out of the ceiling, right out of the roof. So I sit down and I start to go to the bathroom and I feel like something wet on my leg. And I'm thinking, what the heck is that? And I get up, clean up, flush, and my cat like literally flies out of the bathroom. And I put the light on, I'm like, what's going on? All of a sudden, I see a rat. That's what came out of the toilet when I sat down to go.
So
Wow.
rat is huge in Florida. So that's a
Oh,
so it's so
my
funny.
God.
You just took my next thing. So rats are big in Florida, and they
By the way,
come
my
in
dog
and,
killed
and
it.
they come in from the vent pipe upstairs.
That's what it was.
Okay, and remember, they're coming in. Snakes like to eat rats. Snakes can come up through the sewer, so it's like a perfect.
geez.
It's a feeding ground.
Perfect
there.
marriage.
A perfect marriage. So anyway, just so you know, when you go to Florida, look once, look
Yeah,
twice.
don't sit down first.
Okay, and figure out.
By the way, Paul, and Dan will attest to this. You can close your ears, Dan, on this one. We had an incident yesterday here at the radio station because we were cleaning up. We were cleaning up the
Tons
room
of
in
fun
there,
here.
and you have the vents for the heating system, which is forced air. And there was a piece of paper. It looked like a leaf or something got sucked into the vents. And I'm like, and he notices it at the same time I do. I'd seen it the day before, and I said, "Well, you got the vacuum. You want to vacuum that up?" And he pulls a chair out and he's looking at it. He goes, "It's not a leaf." I go, "Well, what is it?" He goes, "It's a mouse." I go, "It is not a mouse." I said, "Come on, legs, like that." Son of a gun! It was what had happened was the mouse must have chewed through the heating system up in the attic. Fell down the pipe, couldn't get back up. The only way they could get out was through the vent. Couldn't fit through the vent.
It was
just
halfway out, halfway in.
halfway in.
The best part was
I had to take the vent apart to get
And I
the
love
mouse
you
out.
because all you want to do is, let me tell you what just happened. I'm like, no, because Dan Ora told me it was horrible.
All right, so
I don't
wait.
want to hear it. And he's dying to tell me.
Who in the radio station were you blaming for that smell while it was decomposing? I want to
Yeah,
know.
I was wondering.
Frank, was that you? I mean, come on. Who were you blaming? Who were you guys
get that.
blaming?
Did not
Okay.
smell too good, but that was the fun thing. So I know what you guys go through with your plumbing and heating
Oh my God,
experiences.
it's amazing. We pull birds, but it's just really funny. To me, it's pretty horrible. Horrible. So I we are in fall. And of course, we're running out of time, like we always do.
That's why we got to get you on more than once.
Oh my God, we got to help some of the customers out. So
Okay.
can we go over some?
Yes.
I got some questions from our customers. All
Okay.
right, but I just want to talk about a couple things to do for the fall, real quick.
Okay.
All right. So
Very
one of the
important.
One of the biggest things that we find every summer is broken. When people go to turn the water on in spring and water their plants or get their house ready, their outside faucet, it leaks inside the house.
Yeah, they don't winterize and they should, right?
Right. So what happens is most of those hoses are what we call force free. So the shut off is actually inside the house where it's warm.
Right.
And when you shut it off, it's pitched, so the water drains out and it cannot freeze. But if you leave your hose on there, the hose doesn't let the water drain. People do it all the time. They forget to take their hose off for the winter, and it bursts the pipe.
Sure, because the water's settling in and then it freezes.
And then it freezes back inside the wall.
Right.
We get 10 to 15 of them every spring. And the problem with that is it freezes in the wall. You don't see it. Usually it's in your basement. You're outside watering your lawn for a day or two. You go downstairs, you have a foot of water in the basement. So first thing I'm going to tell you guys, as soon as you're done watering your lawn, doing your planting this time of year, remove your hoses from your hose bin. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
Big new homeowner. You're not used to winters.
Nope.
A lot of stuff we're going to talk about today.
point.
that we
You
get
should
to is
turn
really
off
good for you.
you should turn it off inside the home, going outside too, right?
Correct.
If you can.
A lot of houses don't have the shut off
Really?
because they don't need it because the shut off is
Inside the-
right. But even if you shut it off, and you should, and you leave your hose on, it can't drain.
Oh, sure,
especially
yeah.
the ones with the sprayer at the end.
And it's amazing how water, when it freezes, can pretty much burst anything open. I mean, as powerful as it is, yeah.
It's amazing the pounds per square inch, and I
Can
don't
we
know
make
what
the contest a little easier? Can we just have them do one? Because I think people are thinking, where am I
We
gonna
want to
get
give
through-
away some TP or a $50 gift certificate
Yes.
to Bed Bath and even beyond.
Hey, if nobody wins, I'll just mail it to you, Frank. You're good.
Never mind, all the lines are busy.
So
Yeah, I'd like to try this thing called toilet paper. What's that all about? No,
Yeah.
just kidding.
I meant to tell you.
Yeah, no,
all right,
thanks.
and another tip, and we're getting some other
Can you
questions.
change the picture there?
Can I change? All right.
I
Yeah.
Get
don't
rid of
want to
the,
see any picture.
snake.
All right. Wait, I have a picture of McCartney. No, never mind. And,
That one everybody wants to see.
all right. So, all right. Oh, you made it to one, and we're getting phone calls now. I don't know
See?
about that.
I told you it was hard with 3. It was hard.
How hard could it be? Just be
I
a little
can't even
imaginative.
think of another thing to use.
Oh, wait till you
A
hear
handkerchief?
this.
All right, so we have somebody on the line. What's your first name? Where are you calling from?
Steve from Way Yonder.
All right, way we on to over there.
Yep.
So what's your answer, Steve?
Okay, 1 is old rags.
Okay.
2, leaves. 3, your left hand.
Not
All
your
right,
right
so,
hand.
Never
all right,
shake
so
your
Steve,
hand.
Steve must be
No,
right-handed.
no,
wait.
that's why you don't shake with your left hand.
Steve's right.
What a great
Steve
response.
is right.
Oh,
Steve
let's
is
have
right.
applause.
Let's
Steve
get
is
some
right.
applause
on
going.
the left hand. The other ones are good. Leaves. I'm going to give you some better ones, but you're 100% right. It's a tradition in India to use your left hand. I'm talking years ago.
Oh, my
Hey,
God.
Steve, do you, for a bonus, do you have? So, what year do you think toilet paper was mass produced?
Probably like in the 1890s.
You're close. All right, and Frank, you have a guess there?
1874.
1902.
All right. You know what? I think Steve wins. 1857.
All right, Steve.
There you go.
All
All
right.
right.
All right, Steve. So do you want the toilet paper or do you want the Bed Bath and Beyond?
Hold on, let me ask Grace. Grace, what do you want? Grace.
Hey, you know what? You just made
Smart husband.
I like you better even now.
The gift certificate.
Of course, she said that.
You got it. This Taylor will take
Hold
care of
on,
that.
we're going to get everything to you, and thanks for listening, and thanks for playing.
All right. So
Hold on,
I
hold
want
on.
I want to give one more tip that's really important, and then we're
Okay.
going to go through some of these answers, and we're going to have fun with these.
Okay, great. Let's
so
do
another
it.
tip is exactly what we started the show with, what Frank and Taylor started the show with: get your unit serviced.
Absolutely. We do
Okay.
it every year.
And I got to
And by
tell
the way,
you,
the owner of our house, who we're friends with, and she's a very famous writer. We've had her on the show a number of times. She did a book called Who Shot Rock and Roll? The Photographers That Shot It. Just amazing lady. She said after your guy did it, that's who she's using for her house down the road.
wonderful.
She was thrilled.
Wonderful. But I would tell you during the winter, 80% of my customers who call after hours with a no heat situation are customers who did not have the unit serviced. You know, Frank, you're a car guy, and I've said this on the air before. It's the same as not having your car serviced. It's going to
Oh,
break
that would
down.
never
yeah.
happen.
No, it's going to break down. So a yearly check, just like your oil, they have filters in them that need to be
Right.
changed. Just like a car, if you don't change that oil filter, it clogs. So get your people, call and get your unit serviced. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So let's go. Let's have some fun with the last few minutes. Okay.
All right, go.
So the Romans, right? So the Romans had their bathhouses, and they were very.
That's true.
They had the first heated floors. So I don't know. I told this to Eileen today, and she said that's gross. So they would have a moist sponge at the end of a stick.
Oh, no.
That it was a communical moist
I
sponge.
don't like
at
where
the end of
this
a
is
stick.
going.
So they rotated this around.
Right, and no,
I
but
beg
at
your
least it was
pardon?
a sponge, and they would put it back in a bucket of salt water. So it would, but it was communical. So so they would each use the same stick with the sponge at the end. So that's not horrible.
I have that back at the house. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
okay. All right. Anybody,
I better not see it.
Anybody been to Hawaii today?
I've been there twice.
All right. So what do you think back in the day the Hawaiians used?
Don Ho?
Pineapple.
Pineapple would pineapple.
leaves.
Corn husks. You're
All right,
close.
all right.
Okay. All right. So I don't know what the gentleman said. Rags. Wool and hemp were a big deal, right? Because they had wool,
yeah.
and of course the French used lace. I mean, come on.
Lace.
The French
Bien
have to be.
Oui, oui.
All right. And exactly. All right. All right. If you guys could see Frank laughing right now.
Frank's
all
on a
right.
roll.
That's Frank's
He cracks
on a roll.
himself up all
my
the
I'm
time.
on a hard roll here.
we
Little butter.
need to have a camera there and be on TV at the same time.
Oh, my God.
All right. So, all right. Steve mentioned the hand. Now this is okay. So this is a true one.
Steve a hand.
And I'm going
Yeah.
to give you guys. another little trivia.
Okay.
Seashells were used, especially from mussels.
That hurts.
Yeah, but on people who lived on the rocky coast in Europe, right? So you had a lot of seashells. So it was a true story. They used seashells.
Really?
Okay. And
Yeah, but if the creature's in the seashell, then that kind of serves as lubrication.
Okay, you
Ouch.
guys are going way
where'd
too
you
far
get
for
this
me.
guy? You found him at what? Wolfstock?
I mean,
Come on. We're
Wolfstock.
PG-13 radio station.
That's
here,
right.
Or at least
Yeah,
my show is.
100%.
So what
All
kind
right.
of what kind of shells?
All right,
Crabs,
so
crabs or no?
There was a movie, and listen, I got oh my god,
Jeez.
and you want me to come on for an hour?
Yes. You and him could have a ball.
Oh my god.
this has officially turned
I
into a
want to tell
wacky
you
Wednesday.
something. This is the only time in 25 years that he said it is the only person he would do a show with is you.
All
That
right.
was
Well,
it.
the only
Both
person I'll do
great,
a show
yeah.
with
The
is
only
Frank,
one. He won't do it with me.
All right, but all right, good. So
He's
hold
got
on.
my other thing. I love home improvement and
I
and
know.
working
I
on
know,
all stuff.
He loves
and you
sea-
love using seashells too, as we just found out.
Well, I have a different use for them.
Oh,
though,
is that
so-
what the seashells you brought back from the shore were? for?
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Yes. So
I've tested them already for you. They're good to go.
Who's the movie buff here? Who's the movie? All right. So there was a movie,
Okay.
and I'll give you a hint, with Sylvester Stallone and Sandra Bullock. Is that how you pronounce her last name?
Sandra Bullock was in a
Yep.
movie with
Yes.
Sylvester.
Oh,
Okay. And they talked about, and I didn't know this was a real thing until I realized it one day. They talked about, he comes out of the bathroom and he says, "Why are there no toilet paper in the bathroom? What are those seashells for?" And I had no clue what they meant. And it was a joke about this movie. What movie was that?
I didn't even know she was in a movie with Sylvester Stallone.
Rocky 38.
No.
All right. One more hint.
No.
1993. It's
So-
kind of a B movie, but you know.
It must have been a B movie. 'cause
I don't even
when you got
remember-
Stallone in it, it's could go either way. It was in.
But Sandra Bullock is the one I'm confused.
Was it about
it
the
was right
unions?
after she did Speed too. She was okay.
No,
It wasn't
there's
Throw Your
one-
Mama from the Train, was it?
No, that was Danny DeVito.
All right. Well, we're going to run out of time. It was Demolition Man.
Oh, I've
Oh,
never.
I never saw
No, I
that
have it
one.
on my
Demolition
phone.
Man.
Oh wait,
never
wait a
heard of
second.
it.
No googling stuff here. Where'd you get
Dan.
this guy? Come on,
Us
Dan.
millennials were addicted to the phone.
All right. Well, if it has to do with sports, you can Google. Not my question. Okay. All right. So yeah, and he wakes up in the future, and they're using seashells. And
Oh,
so,
my God.
Right. So it was pretty interesting. So it's
I
actually
never,
a true
I never
story.
heard of that movie. That's weird.
So obviously you got grass, you got stones, corn cobs. Now that's interesting, and for the farmers, that's a little
The twofer.
yeah, I mean,
Twofer,
right?
yeah.
I guess that was before bidets, right?
I guess so.
Oh my God!
And who doesn't
Corn
love
cob.
a bidet?
Right. So interesting things that the people in the West they used to get that huge Sears catalog. Right.
Oh,
And
yeah. I missed that.
And it was printed in It was printed in. So people would wait for their Sears
Oh, turn
catalog.
around. Wait a minute. Turn around, honey. Let me see what's on sale.
Yeah, I'm up to page
Oh, my
135.
goodness.
Or better yet, thank God we were running out. The Sears catalog just came, right? It was the Amazon of the time, right?
You're right.
Right? It was the Amazon of the time.
Oh,
but
God.
again, and then when they started making the glossy pages, this is true. I check my fact. Okay,
it's like
they
three-ply.
started getting hemorrhoids. Okay, so
So that was the end of that.
yeah, so that was the end of that. All right.
And Sears went out of business.
And that's because they stopped the catalog.
Yeah.
You see, if they would have made the catalog in paper, they still, all right.
Oh, my God.
Well, I don't know what we're going to do if they close that one in Rockaway. I'm going to be up the creek.
Without toilet paper.
You'll be at Schitt's Creek, right? All right. So
Oh, that's a show, by the way.
That's a new
Bubba.
show, big show.
I love
It's
that
not
show.
new.
You
It's
watch it?
hysterical.
Oh, it's my Eileen and I's favorite show that we
so
watch together.
insane.
And it's
out of
perfect for me because
control.
it's only 20 minutes.
Right.
So it keeps my
Short
attention
span.
Yeah, exactly.
There
I'm
you
the
go.
same way.
All right.
All right.
One last thing. Now, who's the TV person? Is that you, Frank?
Both of us.
Pretty
but
much, yeah.
He's much more.
Yeah, I watch
addicted.
all
All
the
right.
time.
So in 1973, okay, and this is not a fact that I
College
found.
years.
Leanne found this one in my office, and we're going to thank her for the
you,
1973. Johnny Carson said something on the air that really had to do with toilet paper. Do you know what he said? And it caused a panic.
Oh, he said that there was a shortage of toilet paper.
Exactly.
Yeah, he said- right.
Right, exactly.
you.
So
Yeah.
he said he had said that the government heard that they weren't taking bids on toilet paper. So he said there was going to be a shortage of toilet paper. The next morning, 20 million people went out and took all the toilet paper off all the
shows
shelves.
how
And there
big
was a
his
shortage.
list-
And it was so bad. It was so bad. He had to go on the air the next day
And say it
tell
was a
everybody
joke.
that it was a joke. And Scott's, who was the biggest toilet paper maker at the time, had to produce a video and a commercial to say, "Look, we're working. There's no shortage of toilet
But
paper."
but that just shows his listenership. Let me tell
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Right, so that's kind of like Florida when there's going to be you can't get anything, so now there's no
a
toilet paper
hurricane?
for a
Yeah.
hurricane. Yeah.
Yeah.
So can you just imagine
Oh
that
my
20
God, that
million
is
people
so
ran
funny.
out and
What
Yeah,
a
I've heard
waste.
about
I'm surprised Scott's didn't sponsor his show after that.
All right, listen to me, folks out there. We're going to have a shortage of commercials. So
I
make
just-
sure
I
you
just
get
gave
in
one.
on it.
all right.
So a lot of good stuff and a lot of fun stuff, but on a serious note too, though, you really have to take care of all those items in your house because you don't want
Absolutely.
leaks, you don't want all these things. How many shows I've been watching recently where they renovate the kitchen, they always pull out like the dishwasher or
yeah.
something, and there's
You know what?
always a slow leak behind it that is literally eating the floors apart. There's mold, and you don't
I
realize
got to
that
show
stuff.
Paul the picture I took of that 10,000 square foot house. We went to the open house in Rockley, New Jersey. I have to show you the plumbing. I took a picture. I said, I got to show Paul this.
You could have backed your truck into any one of those bathrooms. That's how big they were, Paul. It was.
Oh, not kidding.
It's true.
Oh,
You're talking about the leak behind the dishwasher. I have to tell you, a few times back, we talked about the Finn automatic water shut-off. Moen makes one and Kohler makes one, so the prices are coming down. I'm installing them in more and more houses every day. It's a really great product, and the product, especially for the snowbirds and the people who are away a lot.
Right, there's nobody checking.
Yeah, you just put it on your main system, we install it, and it will alert your phone if there's the slightest leak
Wow.
behind the dishwasher. And I'm getting calls from people all the time that it saves them from major flood. And at first, I didn't believe in the technology, and I was one of the first people to put in my own house, but that technology works.
I love it.
Okay, it's a whole house water shutoff that monitors your water, and even if your toilet's dripping, it will tell you, and it alerts your phone, and you can shut your water off. You can be, where do you say Neil was? Hong Kong?
Hong Kong.
Yeah, he can shut his water off.
In 8 bathrooms.
And 8
In all 8
bathrooms and a
bathrooms.
golden toilet. He's got the golden toilet now.
We're going to definitely question him on that.
We are going to, but that is the technology in your business these days has really gone over the top, and it's making it so that we're using less water, and it's safer for us because water damage is one of the worst things you can have in a
Now,
home.
Paul, people want to get in touch with you and avail themselves of your services.
Also, heating and cooling, your heating
yes,
system we talked
HVAC.
about, air conditioning.
Yeah.
Everything.
So it's 1-800-796-6853.
Or
PaulNebraskyPlumbing.com.
There you go.
Or email me some questions. We didn't get to your questions, Sam.
Yeah.
Sorry. I had a bunch of questions,
It was-
but
yeah.
we were just
We'll get
laughing.
there.
We were laughing
We're
about
gonna-
uses for toilet paper.
we're going to get Paul to do a
All right.
weekly show because it's never enough time.
And once again, the guy that you guys sent out was not only on time, he was hours early. Called, "Kay, would it be okay if we come over?" But he did such a tremendous job. Literally, I was amazed because I was actually cleaning my car off while I was in there. I said, "I'm here. I'm stuck. I might as
Of
well
course you were.
do some stuff." And I just
Caressing your car.
I just watched the stuff he
Did
did.
you notice that did he shake your hand with his right hand or left hand?
I don't know, but he did ask to use the bathroom. No, I'm just kidding. But
All right. And did you say why the seashells weren't decorations?
actually, I have some seashells in the garage that we got from the
shore.
shore this year. I got to bring in, but wonder if they're still there. In any case, but no, it's good stuff, and and done, and everything priced out too. So he said, "This is exactly how much it's going to cost. You need this extra part to make this work." And
he
it's-
was wonderful.
And it sounded like
we're
you guys
good.
like the technology. You like
We
that we
love it.
emailed you that
Yeah.
we
Oh,
do
that was
everything off
amazing.
an iPad, paperless.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, he doesn't even, normally everybody goes through that form. He just had it all on a screen. He goes, "Here, sign here on the screen."
Oh, it was great.
Right.
Done and out,
Who needs more paper?
Yeah, exactly.
All
Exactly.
right. So can't thank you enough, Paul. We love having you
As
on.
always.
Oh, I
All right,
can't
we're going to
thank you
get him.
enough.
We're going to get him. You're going to grab an hour out of your life in a week. And
Once
you're gonna,
Neil returns that golden toilet, we'll talk about it, all right?
I like it. I think that's a good idea.